Well, hello, this is Bishop Udell sharing another World Missions article written by Rose McCormick Brandon of Union Gospel Press. Here's what she shares. Carolyn, my roommate from college, never married. She moved west, away from me 30 years ago. We kept in touch by phone and emails. After many months of sickness, she called to say that she had been diagnosed with Parkinson's. The disease proceeded to eat away at her life, forcing her into retirement and isolating her. Frequent trips to the hospital, dependence on others for daily needs, and a strict medication regimen stole her freedom. A frantic worry about the future tinged the edges of her voice. I continually sensed the thought, what will become of me? Between the lines of all of our conversations. As months passed, she began to reflect on the past and shared memories of her happy childhood. She said she still enjoyed reading and studying the scriptures. For many years, had been taught an adult Bible class. So, instead of worries about the future, her folks began to shift toward thoughts of heaven. One day, through tears, she quoted the refrain from Don Watson's hymn, Finally Home. Quote, just think of stepping on shore and finding it heaven, of touching a hand and finding it God's, of breathing new air and finding it celestial, of waking up in glory and finding it home, unquote. At the end of one conversation, Carolyn said, I want you to know that in spite of my sufferings, I always feel the presence of God. Those words eased my concern for her. Although I imagine her with one foot in the nursing home and another foot in the grave, God was there with her, beside her, sharing her suffering. Not long after this conversation, Carolyn slipped into heaven and found herself breathing the celestial air of God's forever home. In John chapter 14, verses 1 through 3, knowing that he would soon face the cross, Jesus told his disciples not to be frightened by coming events because he was going ahead of them to prepare a home for them. The message of Jesus is meant for us too. Sin and madness appear to rule this present world. Unexpected events ruin our fondest plans. Anarchy shirks in the streets, and lawlessness threatens our way of life. In all this, we need to be reminded that we are citizens of heaven. That's found in Philippians chapter 3, verse 20 and 21. When the time is right, when our home in heaven is ready, Jesus will come to release us from this fallen world and take us home. How the heart warms at the thought of that home. The longing for heaven, the product of God's gracious work in souls, is the fertile soil all missionaries hope and pray for among the people they seek to reach with the gospel. Pray for, along with our missionaries, that the gospel seed they scatter will find good soil. And that's our World Mission article reading for today. Join me again in the future for another reading of World Missions from Union Gospel Press. Until then, God bless you real good and read the Word of God often. Read good books. They're out there. God bless.